Hey everyone, my name is Michelle and I'm a volunteer here at the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center, and this is our weekly wolf blog. Today I'm trying to hang out with Kenai. I did bring treats again. However, the wolves don't seem like they're very interested in food the last couple days. But I do want to take some time out of the day to talk about recent events that took place in Wyoming, where wolves apparently killed 19 elk at a feedlot, and of course everybody's freaking out because the wolves only ate 2 of them and left the other ones alone. Well, several years ago we had a biologist, a wolf biologist from Michigan. He came out to visit. He was actually on one of our tours to see our animals here, and we had a chance to talk to him about some behavior that might be seen in the wild, and one of those was surplus killing. Now, surplus killing occasionally happens. It's basically where wolves will kill more than what they need to eat right then and there at that time. However, think about it the same way as if you were to go to the grocery store and you found your favorite food on sale. Are you going to buy just what you need for that night, or are you going to try and buy what you can use for the rest of the week or even the rest of the month? And it's the same thing with the wolves, especially as we're going into pup season. So if the wolves have a chance to take down more than what they could eat at one time, and easily do so, they will. Unfortunately, when wolves tend to do this, and then people come across the carcasses, they automatically assume the wolves killed for sport, and they only ate what they wanted to and they left the rest as waste. However, when studies have been done and they've actually come across these kill sites and they've put out cameras to see what the wolves are doing with the carcasses instead of just leaving them, they found that wolves and other wildlife actually come to these carcasses to feed off of them. Now, there's actually a bison carcass in Yellowstone where wolves have been reported coming back to for over a year. So even though the wolves might not eat everything at one time, it doesn't mean that they're actually wasting the food. So they would return over and over and over again until everything is gone. They don't care how nasty and how bad the food goes, because it's easier for them to eat something that they've already taken down or as a leftover rather than go hunting again. Now keep in mind, this is pup season. So while the wolves are starting to give birth to their pups in their den, it's much easier for them if they have a cache of food rather than having to go out and hunt and over and over and over again. If you think of it that way, they're basically ensuring the survival of their pups. So they're not going to have to go hunting again for several weeks, if not even several months, because when we're talking about this particular case, killing 19 elk is a lot. And unfortunately, it is very, very reminiscent of something else that took place several years ago in Michigan itself. So U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service federally has control and jurisdiction over Wyoming wolves. In 2012, Wyoming actually did have control of the wolves in their state, but they went on an all-out killing spree, labeling them as predatory animals, which basically means they can be shot on site year-round with no repercussions at all. You didn't need any kind of special permits. So unfortunately, that's what Wyoming had been doing. So that landed the wolves right back on the endangered species list in Wyoming, and that's where they remain today. However, why I am mentioning what happened in Michigan, which is basically a fabricated story. In 2013, Michigan fabricated a story that wolves were stalking children outside of a daycare. This resulted in them being allowed to be hunted and trapped in the state of Michigan, and it ended up with 23 wolves being shot and killed. Unfortunately, very possible that Wyoming is blaming the 19 elk deaths on wolves to make them seem like they are the bad guys. And unfortunately, they also removed the carcasses for these elk and of these elk, so they won't have any idea of knowing how often those wolves would have returned. But essentially, what it sounds like to us is this whole situation doesn't seem probable. It just seems really fishy. It doesn't seem like this is actually a case of surplus killing. It seems more like something else occurred and the wolves are getting the blame of it. Now, unfortunately, like I said, Wyoming did remove those elk carcasses instead of leaving them alone. All of these elk, either way, they were killed at a feedlot, so it's not like they were out in the wild just doing what they were doing. I'm sorry that the wolves didn't hang out today, but this was our weekly wolf blog, and we will see you guys next week. Hopefully we'll be able to get the wolves to hang out with us a little bit more.